Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Right now on GMSA, we're working to learn the latest from Monterey Park, California. We have multiple reports, at least 10 people killed, 10 more wounded in a mass shooting overnight. Stay with us for the latest details. We expect more information in just a few moments.
Back here at home, tomorrow is the first day of tax season. Alyssa Cole joins us in the next half hour with what an IRS spokesperson says you need to know this year and why this tax deadline is different.
And taking a live look out at the Alamo City, 46 degrees to start your morning. What is the rest of the day? What does the work week look like? We're going to check in with Sarah Spivey in just a few moments. But before then, we have some late breaking news in a little bit. You know, all that happening in California. But right now, Sarah, it ended up being a gorgeous day out there yesterday.
It was beautiful. The sun came out.
It was a really nice day yesterday, guys. After about 2 p.m., we saw the sun shine, and it ended up being comfortable with highs in the mid-60s. Today's going to be similar, although right now outside this morning, it is chilly as we take a look at temperatures around San Antonio. In San Antonio, it's 46 degrees and breezy. We've got a wind from the northwest at about 15 miles per hour. In New Braunfels, 47, Pleasanton, 45, Bernie at 41. And it is below freezing in Kerrville early this morning. Now, in the day ahead, a gorgeous Sunday for us as we round out the weekend. We'll already be in the 50s around 10, 62 around lunch, 67 for the high temperature today. We'll have winds a bit breezy from the north at 5 to 15, gusting up to about 20 miles per hour. Now, another thing to talk about is we have a decent chance for rain coming up in the week ahead, especially on Tuesday. I'll tell you those details when we can expect that rain moving through and even talk about how much rain is possible coming up in just a bit. Sarah and Max.
Thank you, Sarah. Topping your morning headlines, that late breaking news out of Monterey Park, California. Multiple reports, at least 10 people shot and killed, 10 more wounded in a mass shooting overnight. It happened sometime after 10 p.m. West Coast time, and it happened near the site of a Chinese Lunar New Year celebration. Tens of thousands of people gathering for the start of a 2-day festival. Right now, we're being told no arrests have been made, and we do expect more information throughout the morning, so stay with us on air and online as that information becomes available.
In some other headlines, a protest in Atlanta turned violent over the proposed building of a police training facility. Someone set a police cruiser on fire during Saturday's demonstration downtown and smashed windows at a Wells Fargo bank. Police say they made several arrests. The mayor of Atlanta says many of those people don't even live in Atlanta or in the state of Georgia, and they don't represent the voices of Atlanta. Then added that some of the protesters were armed with explosives. Protesters say they're upset about a deadly attack at a separate demonstration they held Wednesday. One protester died and someone shot a Georgia state trooper.
Now to the latest in the search for classified documents, a new search by the FBI finding more documents at President Biden's Delaware home.
So the president's lawyer revealing 6 new documents were discovered during a search over 12 hours on Friday. ABC's Ty Hernandez has the latest.
6 new documents with classification markings were found during a Department of Justice search at President Joe Biden's Wilmington, Delaware home on Friday. The president's lawyers announcing the discovery Saturday, saying some of the items date back to when the president served in the Senate and others during his time as vice president. The agents also took handwritten notes from Mr. Biden's years in the Obama administration. The attorney saying the search started just before 10 Friday morning and wrapped up around 10:30 that night, adding it was voluntary, with members of the president's personal legal team and the White House counsel's office present. The president and first lady were not there. Biden's lawyer issuing a statement saying in part, "We have attempted to balance the importance of public transparency where appropriate with the established norms and limitations necessary to protect the investigation's integrity. We will continue to do so throughout the course of our cooperation with DOJ." The first batch of documents were found in November at a private office Mr. Biden used after leaving the vice presidency. In December, more classified documents were found at the Biden home in Delaware. The discovery wasn't made public until this month. A special counsel now investigating the handling of the documents.
There's no there.
President Biden speaking Thursday, insisting his team is doing things by the book and that they're fully cooperating and complying with the investigation.
I have no regrets. I'm following what the lawyers have told me they want me to do.
As Republicans in Congress raise questions about the administration's transparency and timing.
But I will reiterate from here that, and basically what he said to all of you many times at this point, that he does indeed take classified information and seriously.
Ty Hernandez, ABC News, New York.
Back here at home, local businesses, employment rates, inflation, recession. We hear these terms all the time, but there's so many questions associated with it, especially when it comes to our local economy. That's why in our 8 a.m. show, we have two leading SA segments. At 8 a.m., we're speaking with the North San Antonio Chamber of Commerce. We're talking about business growth, more companies coming to San Antonio, and big plans for 2023. What happens if we do see a recession? Then at 8:30 a.m., joined by the San Antonio Chamber of Commerce interim president and CEO, Dave Peterson. We're talking about legislative priorities, big changes at the chamber, property tax relief, infrastructure, and of course, military affairs. If you have any questions, you can submit them right now. Just head to the Leading SA section of KSAT.com. Then join us later this morning, 8 a.m. and 8:30. Time now, 6:06, 46 degrees out.
Still ahead on GMSA, a small plane makes an emergency landing in the middle of a highway. We'll hear from the pilot and why he says he didn't have a choice.
Plus, Cowboys, Niners ready for a playoff rumble tonight on the West Coast. What players from both sides are saying right before kickoff.
Let's go Cowboys. All right, 46 degrees at 6:06 this morning. Chilly start. Are we going to have another beautiful sunshine day like we did yesterday? Sarah Spivey will let us know when we come back.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
All right, by the time most people go to bed tonight, we'll know if the Cowboys will be playing in their first NFC championship game since, I hate saying this, 1996, Max.
Wow, it's been a while. So for the first time in playoff history, the Cowboys taking on the Niners in Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California. Dallas arriving in San Jose yesterday around 7:10 San Antonio time. So after knocking off the GOAT, Tom Brady, and the Bucs in that wild card round on Monday night, Cowboys going to Cali with a lot of confidence. And one of my favorite players in the league, Penn State alum, linebacker Micah Parsons, says he's super excited taking on the Niners. He doesn't feel like they faced anyone like the Cowboys yet. And on the opposite side, literally, Niners left tackle Trent Williams, one of the best in the biz, and according to Pro Football Focus, Trent Williams only allowed one sack all season long. Parsons asked about this highly anticipated matchup with the all-pro left tackle.
Trent's cool. I think he's one of the better tackles, but that's what I look for, best on best. So I want Trent's best game ever, and he's going to get my best game ever. And, just a passion of sport, that's what you want. I'm not intimidated or feel like, I feel a threat, because I'm a threat too. So he's going to get my best, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to get his best.
I love that energy.
Best on
I'm a threat
best.
too.
I'm a threat. I love it. All right, so another big dude on the Niners offensive line, the rookie guard Spencer Burford. We heard from him yesterday. He was drafted in the 4th round. The rookie making a name for himself since day one, hasn't let his foot off the gas. Head coach Kyle Shanahan says Spencer played his best game of the season last weekend when the Niners crushed Seattle, especially late in the game in that wild card round. We heard from Buford just yesterday, asked if he had a message for his San Antonio and, of course, his UTSA fans.
We coming to win. That's all I got to say. But we love y'all. I appreciate everybody that helped me, support me to get to this point to where I am in my life. Not as only as a player, but as a person. I didn't get here by myself. And so I'm going to send love to everybody back home, of course. That's my family. Those are my people. That's who I do it for.
All right, so here's the matchup. Cowboys-Niners tonight, 5:30 p.m. I like how we say tonight. We're also going to have all the highlights and, of course, the reaction on instant replay. And then across the NFL, let's see who else is moving on in the playoffs.
Who else, Max?
Chiefs handed Trevor Lawrence his first playoff loss on Saturday. Actually, first loss for Trevor Lawrence Saturday his entire career. Weird stat.
Impressive.
Yeah, but either way, Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes win 27-20. And in the NFC, the top-seeded Eagles just demolishing the Giants 38-7. So the table is set if the Cowboys win today. They're going to have to go through Philly to make it to the Super Bowl and an NFC championship in Philly and division rivals. It'd be interesting to say the least. So, guys, what is your guess for tonight?
I mean, of course I want the Cowboys to win.
Right.
I was shocked they won last week. And I love
really,
my
it's
Cowboys.
Still in confidence here.
I know, but it's like a bad relationship. You don't want to Put all your chips in.
All I'm going to say is Max would have a conundrum if the Eagles and the Cowboys play together.
It'd be interesting,
NFC.
to say the least.
I love how it's like interesting.
yeah.
AK, I swear, I'm not an Eagles fan.
No,
I swear.
I'm not wearing Eagles socks today. Definitely not. Congratulations on the Chiefs. Sarah Spivey and I were, we were texting during the game. Mild heart attacks had during various parts.
In fact, I posted a picture of my husband took a picture of me.
I saw that.
I was a nervous wreck.
He was in the fetal position.
Mahomes got hurt. It is what it is, but hey, gotta love the playoffs. Anything can happen. Okay, let's go Cowboys. They're all said it. I said it, guys.
Said it.
Gosh,
I said it.
It's like you're from San Antonio or something.
Oh my God. Outside right now, it is 46 degrees out there, mostly clear skies, and winds are kind of breezy. You know, we've got a wind from the northwest at about 15 miles per hour. Today, we'll see winds from the north at about 5 to 15 miles per hour with gusts up to about 20 miles per hour. Outside right now, it is chilly to start the day. Not too much cooler than average. It's 40 degrees in Hondo, 40 in Uvalde, 45 in Del Rio. It's 46 here in San Antonio, 47 in New Braunfels, and yes, it's below freezing up in Kerrville. The average last freeze for the Hill Country is late March, so we've still got some time where freezes are possible. It's 33 in Comfort, 46 in Canyon Lake, 47 in New Braunfels. Good morning in Seguin. It's 39 degrees, 47 at Stinson, and 40 in Hondo. As we look at the day today, a gorgeous day. We're going to have totally sunny skies. Yesterday it stayed cloudy until about 2 p.m. So today, total sunshine for us. Even by 10, we'll be in the 50s, and right around noon, low 60s. Afternoon high temperature is going to clock in right around 67 degrees here in San Antonio. And again, a bit breezy with those winds from the north. Average high temperature this time, you're 64. We're going to be close to that average. It'll be 68 in Castroville, 66 Seguin, 62 Kerrville, 66 in Bandera, 64 in Canyon Lake, 68 in Nixon Smiley. It's very dry outside. We've got dew points in the 20s. That is not only chapstick weather, but whenever you have dry, wet air in place, the air heats up and cools down easily. So I want you to pay attention to this because I do anticipate later tonight for us to cool down very quickly. So early tomorrow morning, we're going to probably have a light freeze in the Hill Country. Temperatures should be right near freezing. That includes some of the spots in the northern part of Bexar County, Helotes, even out toward Medina Lake. It's possible to see a light freeze. Some of the more rural spots around San Antonio could see a light freeze as well. Now, whenever temperatures are this light of a freeze, I don't anticipate much issues with your plants, but if you'd rather be safe than sorry, perhaps cover up some of that more sensitive vegetation. Otherwise, though, tomorrow, Monday is going to be a beautiful day, and then our attention turns to Tuesday. Let's take a look at the weather setup across the nation. Take a look out to the east here. A very dynamic system pushing across areas near the Appalachian Mountains. Some snowfall across the Great Lakes area as well. This low pressure system was too far north to produce any rain for us in San Antonio. But as we look off to the west, this is Tuesday's rainmaker, and this is going to dig far south enough to bring us some rain, especially Tuesday during the first part of the day. Let me take you through the futurecast. This is a look at early Tuesday morning. Pre-dawn hours, we could start to see some showers develop. And then as we head to about 4 o'clock on Tuesday morning, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, looks like we'll see some showers for the early morning commute. Then as we head to the mid-morning hours, more robust storms east of San Antonio, but still that front moving through right around lunch. And so we'll see rain possible until about a little after lunch. Skies will clear and it will get windy on Tuesday with gusts up to about 40 miles per hour behind that front. Coming up in the next half hour, we'll talk a little bit more about rainfall totals. But this is honestly our best chance for rain in a while. Early on Tuesday, a welcome change for us. And also, it's going to be pretty cool as we end out January. Mornings in the 30s, afternoons near 60 degrees.
I'm saying let's go Cowboys, let's go rain.
Let's go rain.
Okay.
We can all get behind that.
Right.
Thank you, Sarah. 6:17, 46 degrees.
Still to come, actor Timothée Chalamet is looking for work in a new spot from Apple TV that's going viral. We'll check it out in your morning spotlight.
I actually saw some of these commercials yesterday. They were fantastic.
I love him.
All right, plus travelers with United and Delta Airlines could be seeing a fan favorite treat return for long distance flights. We're going to explain in just a bit. Good morning and welcome back. So drivers in Knoxville, Tennessee getting a close call yesterday.
A pilot ran into trouble and had to make an emergency landing. He decided the safest place to land was right on a highway. No one was injured after pilot Frank Grubbs was forced to make that landing. He says 40 minutes into the flight on Saturday, he knew something was wrong with the engine because it started to give out.
Just didn't have any choices because y'all looked around and trees and buildings and people, and I was just trying to, so at least I just turned and I was going in the direction of the traffic so I could stay out of the way.
Now, due to his emergency landing, traffic became congested for several hours. He says he was sorry for inconveniencing a lot of people.
Meanwhile, for people who want to do a different kind of flying, tasty treats are coming back for premier flyers of two major airlines. Delta or United says desserts are returning for the customers of the carrier's highest level of service. Okay, I didn't even know this existed. United has a Sunday cart, like Sunday the ice cream dessert, not the day, and it's going to roll again down the aisle for its Polaris business class. I'm not a business class guy, apparently.
I don't
during
fly.
the long international flight. So at the moment, the ice cream cart is available on some flights out of just San Francisco. Expanding service is happening next month. Delta returns their dessert cart, and that includes ice cream, cheese, cake, cheese, and fruit. I'm not going to lie, this doesn't even pertain to me. I don't dish out for that. I'm fine with just economy.
I sit in the very back because that's one I can afford.
Sit in the back
of the plane, and it's also the safest place.
Oh, see, I usually just do Southwest, so you board incrementally.
Right, and I always go to the very back first. Like even if I'm like first, I'm like, no, I want this very back seat.
Okay. No dessert for us.
The safest place.
I'm not even going to go into this. 622, 45 degrees out.
Still ahead, actor Jeremy Renner is sharing surprising details of his devastating injury over the holidays as he continues to recover. That's after the break.
What's going on, Jason?
What up, Timmy? I just wrapped my new Apple Series Chief Award.
Wait, you have a new Apple show?
At this point, who doesn't?
Yeah, who doesn't at this point? Like you just said.
It's fantastic.
Love this so
good.
much. So in your morning spotlight, Timothée Chalamet really wants his own streaming show. Apple TV Plus has released a new ad campaign starring the Oscar nominee. Chalamet watches a variety of the service's most popular releases and begins to obsess over why he hasn't landed a role yet. The Call Me By Your Name star ends the ad by asking Apple to call him. Apple TV released a similar ad back in 2022 starring Jon Hamm.
Meanwhile, actor Jeremy Renner says he broke over 30 bones in that snowplow accident near his Nevada home on New Year's Day. The Avengers star posting an Instagram photo with a caption referencing his injuries, also expressing thank yous to everyone who had sent him messages of support. Earlier this week, the 911 call from the day of the accident was released, detailing a terrifying situation. He has already undergone 2 surgeries. He was treated in the ICU. Right now, it seems like he's in good spirits and he is recovering. So, a crazy situation.
Both of you and I, we've had injuries, and it was like the end of the world for us. 30 bones.
Crazy. So glad he's in good spirits. Glad he's posting. Glad he's recovering.
Staying positive.
Yeah, time now 6:27, 45 degrees out.
Still ahead at 6:30, we're tracking new details this morning on a violent Saturday night that ended with 2 shootings just minutes apart. What we've been able to learn since then.
Good morning, welcome back, and happy Sunday. 6:30 this morning, January 22nd. Yesterday did not feel like January. It felt like the middle of March. It was gorgeous out there. You were texting me saying you were worried about the wrinkles. The sunshine was on.
So my husband and I went to a rugby match, and I was like, oh, we gotta dress warm. So I put like sweatpants on, like a thick, jacket on. Just had a hat, didn't put sunscreen on because I wasn't thinking. I was melting in the sun.
Let me just say something.
Let me just
Sarah. It's almost like you don't pay attention to the weather.
Wow.
Because I said that it was going to get sunny after 2 p.m., Sarah.
She was eating her breakfast during the weather yesterday.
Well, you said it was cold and like gloomy, and I was and I felt that way. So I was like, oh, we better be warm out there.
Maybe this is a me problem and not a you problem. Maybe I just got to be more clear. Well, today you're going to see sun all day long, okay? All right, so across the hill country, we're going to have a cold start here. It's near freezing in Kerrville, Comfort, Bandera, but around San Antonio, just a cool start here. We're in the mid-40s, 46 degrees in San Antonio, 41 in Bulverde, 41 in Castroville, 43 in Converse. Once again, today, total sunshine, okay? We'll be looking at 62 at noon, 67 for the high temperature this afternoon, and the sun's going to set at 6:03. It'll get chilly this evening. Now, here's what we're going to talk about in the forecast coming up. A pleasant day today, quickly warming. Tomorrow, though, in the hill country, there might be a light freeze early in the morning, and then it's going to be windy tomorrow. We'll see wind gusts of up to 25 miles per hour around San Antonio, even windier out west. And then Tuesday, a good rain chance for us finally in the forecast. I'll give you those details coming up in a bit. Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. Now to our top story this morning. That breaking news out of Monterey Park, California. We're now learning it's turned into a manhunt. Reports at least 10 people shot and killed, 10 more wounded in this mass shooting. It happened sometime after 10 p.m. West Coast time, and it all unfolded near the site of a Chinese Lunar New Year celebration. Tens of thousands of people gathering for the start of a two-day festival. We just heard from authorities in the last half hour, and they say they are still searching for the suspect responsible for the shooting. We're staying on this story throughout the day, so make sure to stay with us on air and online as the latest information becomes available.
Police are still asking for your help in locating 2 children that have not been found. The Amber Alert that reached your phones Friday is still very active this morning. You may have seen those alerts on traffic signs around San Antonio. Police believe sisters 6-year-old Jennifer Burns and 9-year-old Jessica Burns are with their grandmother in a black Ford Escape with the Texas license plate on your screen right now, MTC 6093. Investigators say they were last seen in North Texas, town of McKinney, that's just north of Dallas. They were last seen Thursday night. If you have any information, call police. That number on your screen, 972-547-2700.
And after a months-long investigation, a man accused of shooting and killing someone during a robbery on the Northeast Side is now in custody and facing charges. Roland Sosa charged with capital murder and 4 counts of aggravated robbery. The charges stem from a robbery back on October 25th of last year. San Antonio police say they responded to a shooting on a Parkwood near Ridman Road and I-35. Police described the situation as an illegal gambling establishment. They were able to later obtain security footage of the robbery. Sosa fit the witness descriptions. It showed a man, allegedly Sosa, running up to the front of the building, pointing a handgun at someone, then forcing himself inside the building, pointing his gun at people. Now, the man in the video takes off with an undisclosed amount of money, then shoots the victim in the neck. Right now, Sosa's bond is set at $500,000.
We now know the name of a victim who was shot and killed outside the gates of an apartment complex in far west Bexar County on Thursday. He is 52-year-old Michael Moore. That's according to the Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office. The shooting happened at the Villages of Briggs Ranch Apartments on Mansion Bluff. When deputies arrived to the scene, they found Moore and a second victim shot and killed. The other victim has not been identified at this time. BCSO deputies so far have arrested 1 suspect and are still looking for another. They believe the victims and suspects knew each other well. And looking ahead, the Air Force major accused of killing his wife will be back in court tomorrow.
Andre McDonald's wife, Andreen McDonald, her remains were found burned months after she was last seen in 2019. For days, McDonald's legal team has tried to get evidence of the case thrown out. The judge ruled that the jury will not be allowed to hear about the time officers had arrested McDonald outside a gun shop. Now, that arrest happened 2 days after his wife disappeared. But the jury will see search warrants that mention the victim's friend finding blood and hair in Andreen's bathroom. They could also hear about Bexar County deputies and the time they found the shovel.
Again, that trial starts Monday. Tomorrow, you can watch the stream on KSAT.com, the KSAT Plus app, and KSAT's YouTube channel. We'll also update you throughout the day during our newscast right here on KSAT 12.
All right, it's the time of year a lot of people love or hate, and this week could be a good week to start good start to get your records in order. I know we talk about this time of year all the time and strategizing. Tomorrow is the first day of tax filing season.
This means the IRS will start accepting and processing your 2022 returns. GMSA Alyssa Cole joining us. Alyssa, so what do we need to know to keep in mind this year?
Yes, it could be a time you like or a time that you just dislike, like you mentioned. But things that we want to keep in mind, it is that time of the year. It's the end of the month, so you want to keep an eye out for those W-2s and 1099s in your mailbox because it's time to meet with your tax person or hop online to file returns yourself. Now, many of you may be wondering, will we have any delays this year in getting our refunds back? The answer is no. After speaking with an IRS official, we're learning processing should be running under normal timelines, unlike past years. Now, they're reminding people to make sure your tax return documents from your employer are accurate because if they aren't, it could lead to a smaller return. Well, free online filing tools like TurboTax, Free Tax USA, and HR Block Free Edition should already be available by now for people who make less than $72,000 a year. Now, so far, the IRS has not made any announcements on extending the tax deadline this season. Next, Sarah.
Thank you, Alyssa. Have you gotten everything in order? You ready to go?
I just got my home ownership paperwork together yesterday.
You were on the ball last year.
It gives me like anxiety to not to have it just like looming.
Right.
So I'm just like, I try to get it done within the first week.
Yeah.
Will that happen this year? Who knows?
All right, time now 6:38, 46 degrees out.
Still ahead on GMSA, the cancer death rate in the U.S. has dropped by a lot since the early 90s. We'll look at the new concerns over diagnosing men early enough before it's too late.
Plus, mental health obviously in the forefront in the last couple of years, but it's a huge topic when it comes to athletics. What experts are now saying about student athletes and some of the mental health challenges they face and how they can get some of the help they need.
45 degrees, a chilly start to our Sunday morning at 6:38. Are we going to have a beautiful day? Sarah Spivey says, yes, we are. But bigger news about that front that's going to happen in a couple of days that will bring us some much needed rain. We'll have all of that when we come back. Now to the mental health crisis facing today's student athletes. The pressures of balancing sports, school, and life, particularly during the pandemic, can be a lot for teens and young adults.
So experts say while the stakes of competing and winning are high for college players, the mental and emotional strain can be even a bigger challenge for those in high school.
ABC's Morgan Norwood explains what doctors are saying is needed from parents of young athletes.
I think I'm going to take a break from playing for a while.
Mental and emotional health in sports has taken center stage in recent years, with star athletes like Simone Biles, Naomi Osaka, and Ricky Williams sharing their struggles with fans. But it's not just professional players. Many colleges are now providing their teams mental health resources. But Dr. Laura Erickson-Schroth, Chief Medical Officer at the Jed Foundation, says high school athletes need support too.
I think we tend to think of it as more of a problem for college athletes when there's more intense competition, but high school sports have been changing quite a bit.
Dr. Erickson-Schroth says today's high school athletes are under more pressure from adults, and college recruitment can start as young as sophomore year, meaning some teen athletes are missing out on a lot of typical high school experiences. But moms and dads can help.
Parents can do a lot to support young people. And one of the most important things is being open from the beginning, from when children are young, that everyone has emotions, that they deal with their own difficulties, that they have coping skills.
And emphasizing that it's not just about winning.
Sports also help to build community, to build leadership skills, to navigate challenges that come up in life. So it doesn't matter if they win or lose. It's that they're building their character and they're taking care of their body.
And parents can encourage their kids to explore other interests outside sports. The doctor says coaches can also support their players by being open about mental health challenges they might face.
A lot of young people are dealing with bullying, having to do with things like their sexual orientation, their gender identity, their race, things like that. And coaches can make sure it's clear that that's not tolerated on their teams.
Erickson-Schroth says it's also important to emphasize the positives of youth sports, including the mental and emotional benefits that come from physical activity. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
It's tough. It's a lot of balance.
It is. Time now, 6:44, talking about balance. We had a good balance of gloominess in the morning and then sunshine in the afternoon yesterday.
Yeah, and today's going to be all sun, guys. We're going to see really, really nice weather today. Beautiful ahead of what will be a cooler and windy week ahead for us, at least the start of the week. Outside right now, it is chilly. It's 46 degrees. Winds are from the northwest at 15 miles per hour. Although I do want you to know that in the coming days, we do expect those winds to pick up even more. Tomorrow, wind gusts of up to 25 miles per hour. And then Tuesday, behind the rain chance on Tuesday, we'll have a wind gust of up to about 38, 40 miles per hour on Tuesday. So it's going to get windy here over the coming days. However, outside right now, nice and chilly. It's 41 in Bulverde. Good morning. In New Braunfels, it's 47 degrees, 40 in Hondo, 37 in Bernie, 47 at Stinson, and below freezing up in Kerrville right now, close to freezing in Comfort. And I do think that early tomorrow morning there could be a light freeze out there, so just be ready for that. I do not anticipate any major impacts to plants or pets or pipes, but just know that there will be a light freeze in some spots around San Antonio early tomorrow morning. As for today, though, totally sunny skies. Will be in the mid-50s by 10, low 60s around noon. Today we'll have winds from the north at about 10 miles per hour and 67 for the high temperatures. So a gorgeous day, just a touch warmer than seasonably average, but kind of right where we should be this time of year. 66 for the high in Del Rio. It'll be 64 in Gonzales, 68 in Beeville, 70s down toward Cotulla and Laredo, low 60s up in the hill country, and even struggling to get out of the 50s across parts of the hill country near Fredericksburg. As we look at our weather setup, a big storm system moving across the east toward the east coast right now. You can see snowfall across the Great Lakes, thunderstorm activity across the deep southeast. All in all, though, this low pressure system too far north to produce any rain locally. Different story, though, out to the west. This is going to be Tuesday's rainmaker for us. It's going to dive to the south. I want to take you through the futurecast here for a moment. Again, tomorrow, Monday, will be pretty pleasant. It's Tuesday, though, that this low pressure system is going to set up, bringing us finally a decent chance for rain across south central Texas for the first time this month so far. So this is a snapshot in the pre-dawn hours of Tuesday, Monday night into Tuesday morning. That's when I expect some of the shower activity to pick up locally around San Antonio just before dawn. A look at the morning commute. Could be dampened spots, likely to be dampened spots early on Tuesday, so plan accordingly Tuesday morning. Then we could hear a few rumbles of thunder as we head into the mid-morning hours, especially east of San Antonio. That's where some of those thunderstorms may organize a little bit better. Then by about lunch, a front is going to move through. I do expect some showers and even a rumble of thunder through about lunch. Behind that front, we'll be looking at pretty windy conditions. Again, gusts up to about 40 miles per hour. We're going to be seeing skies clear during the second half of the day on Tuesday. As for severe weather, the threat for severe weather is pretty low around San Antonio. We see a chance for severe weather east of San Antonio toward Houston, Victoria, even Hallettsville. That's where up to 3 inches of rain could fall. Locally around San Antonio, we expect less than that. For communities east of San Antonio toward Gonzales and Hallettsville, 1 inch to 2 inches of rain. And around San Antonio, I think it's a safe bet to say widespread 1/2 inch to 1 inch of rainfall, which is welcome news for us. It's not going to be enough to wipe out the drought, but it could put a little bit of a dent in the drought. So just to go over what I talked about today, absolutely beautiful. Tomorrow, a light freeze is possible, especially in the hill country, probably staying just above freezing in San Antonio, 64 for the high tomorrow. It will be windy tomorrow with gusts up to about 25 miles per hour from the east. That front moves through, brings us a chance of showers and storms during the first part of the day on Tuesday. It'll become windy with gusts up to 40 miles per hour on Tuesday. And then for the remainder of the week, pretty cool. We'll be looking at chilly mornings, close to freezing Wednesday, Thursday morning, and afternoons only near 60 degrees. So it looks like we're going to end January cooler than average with hopefully 1 inch, 1/2 inch to 1 inch of rain in many of our backyards.
Awesome.
Just so we're clear, she made it abundantly certain it's going to be beautiful today.
I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm giving you a hard time.
Not even a cloud on today's graphic.
Sunscreen if you go outside today. Yeah.
Time now, 6:49, 45 degrees out.
Let's take a look outside with TransGuide before we head to break. I know
sunrise.
some people are probably getting up early, maybe going to church or getting tacos or grilling early for today's game. If any incidents pop up on the roads, we will let you know about them.
Good morning and welcome back. This morning, good news in the fight against cancer.
The U.S. cancer death rate has dropped by a third since 1991, and it's continuing to fall according to the American Cancer Society.
However, there has been an increase in diagnosis of men with advanced late-stage prostate cancer. KSAT's Lee Waldman spoke with a specialist who says it could be tied to a lack of preventative measures.
There's not anything you can eat or drink to prevent prostate cancer. There's nothing that you do or don't do that causes prostate cancer. Right now, it's just being male, having a prostate, and living long enough.
While cancers like cervical and lung cancer have seen significant improvement in their mortality and diagnosis thanks to vaccines and habit changes, there are currently no preventative measures for prostate cancer. An unfortunate fact for men like Philip Backey, who was diagnosed at 55.
It's something that's completely treatable, especially if you detect it early. But if you don't, it'll treat you.
Right now, doctors recommend men over the age of 50 get their prostate-specific antigen or PSA test done annually. Backey missed some in 2020 because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Then the following year, he was diagnosed with cancer, had his prostate gland removed, and underwent radiation.
A simple blood draw can really save you a lot of problems down the road.
Dr. Michael Selva treated Backey at the San Antonio Cancer Center and says men need to be their own advocates, not only pushing for the annual PSA test, but also tracking their own numbers.
But if your PSA for the last 5 years, 10 years has been 1, and then this year it's 3, it just tripled. Something's going on.
Prostate cancer, if caught early, is very treatable. But if not,
at some point, prostate cancer is no longer curable. It becomes controllable. So if it spreads, you're no longer treating for cure, you're treating for control.
Which is why Backey hopes his story will encourage all men to test and act early.
If you don't catch them early, then you'll really have a problem, and it's really hard to play from behind. So, no pun intended.
The American Cancer Society is working to address the disparities with a new initiative called Impact, improving mortality from prostate cancer together by focusing on community outreach for people most affected by prostate cancer. The initiative will fund new cancer research programs, connecting labs and clinics to community members. Back to you.
Time now, 6:55, 45 degrees out.
Here's what's coming up at 7 on Good Morning America.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, breaking overnight. We're getting reports of multiple casualties after a shooting in Monterey Park, California, near Los Angeles. The incident following a large Lunar New Year festival. Our team is at the scene. New details just coming in. Also developing this morning, an FBI search of President Biden's Delaware home, uncovering more classified documents, some going back to his time as a senator. What the president's personal lawyer is now saying as Biden faces mounting questions over his handling of classified material. And playing through the pain, Patrick Mahomes battling through injury in the divisional round playoffs last night, and the big Bengals-Bills rematch today following Damar Hamlin's frightening collapse on the field. That's all ahead right here on GMA.
Take a look outside with the roads. We don't see anything happening on our end this morning, except a beautiful sunrise out there. Sarah Spivey?
Yeah, and if you have early morning plans, take the jacket with you because it's cold in the 40s. But look how quickly we're going to warm up today. Sunday, living up to its name. Tons of sunshine. Low 60s around lunch or brunch. It is Sunday after all. 67 degrees for the high temperature. We'll have gusts up to 20 miles per hour. A little breezy today, but noticeably windy tomorrow. We'll have gusts from the east up to about 25 miles per hour. A cold start, comfortable afternoon. Tuesday's the day for rain. In the morning especially, we're going to be seeing scattered showers and storms, and it will become windy behind that front with gusts up to 40 miles per hour during the second part of the day. Cold mornings and cool afternoons with highs near 60 as we end out January.
Awesome. Hey, what do we have coming up on Leading SA?
Well, we have a lot coming up at 8 o'clock. Obviously, we're going to have the latest on that mass shooting in California. We're going to have the latest on tax season. You can start filing tomorrow. We're going to hear from Alyssa Cole in studio. And then Leading SA, we have a double version, one at 8 and 8:30. We're going to hear from not only the North Chamber, but the San Antonio Chamber. See you back here at 8 a.m.
See you at 8.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
There were at least 10 additional victims that were transported to numerous local hospitals and are listed in various conditions from...
And those conditions from stable to serious. Now we're continuing to follow the latest out of a Los Angeles suburb. A mass shooting that took place overnight in Monterey Park at a ballroom dance club. Authorities saying 10 people dead, 10 more injured. And right now there is a manhunt going on for the suspect.
43 degrees at 8 o'clock this morning. Shaping up to be a beautiful day. Sarah will have our Sunday forecast in just a bit.
Well, thank you for starting your morning with us. Before we get to weather, we do have that breaking news in California.
That's right. 10 people are dead this morning, and we're now learning 10 others are in the hospital from a mass shooting overnight in Monterey Park, California.
Right now, police still searching for who is responsible. This is what we know right now. It happened at that ballroom dance club in the aftermath of a Lunar New Year celebration. The Los Angeles Sheriff's Department saying the additional victims are being treated at the hospital, some facing life-threatening conditions. Currently, no description of the suspect or a description of the weapon that was used in the shooting. Police still working on releasing more information. Obviously, we're going to continue to follow this story throughout the newscast, so make sure to stay with us on air and online as more information trickles out throughout the day. But for now, good morning. Here at home, it is 8 o'clock. It is Sunday. It is January 22nd. Yesterday, we started off super gloomy. And then by the afternoon, I was getting texts from you saying I was not prepared for this gorgeous day out.
I went to a rugby match and I texted Max and I was like, I'm hot. Like, I wore like sweatpants and a fleece. And Sarah, I didn't bring any sunscreen. I wore a hat, thank goodness. But it was beautiful out in the sun yesterday.
It did. It ended up being gorgeous. We expected the skies to clear right around 2, and that's what happened here in San Antonio. We saw plenty of sunshine in the later part of the afternoon yesterday. Today, though, no clouds. We're going to have a sunny day. It is chilly, though, out there this morning in San Antonio. It's 43. New Braunfels, 44. Pleasanton area, 40 degrees in Bernie, 37, and below freezing in Kerrville this morning at 30 degrees. Winds are also a touch breezy from the northwest at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. And during the day today, we'll have those breezy conditions with gusts perhaps up to 20 miles per hour. Otherwise, though, totally sunny skies. Around 10, it'll be 54. Noon, 62. Afternoon high temperature of 67 degrees today. A gorgeous Sunday to round out the weekend. And here's some good news. If you're wanting some rain, we have good chances for rain in the forecast, especially during the first part of Tuesday. Coming up, I'll detail that rain chance, and we'll be talking about a light freeze possible in the hill country early tomorrow morning. Max and Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. Well, busy weekend for investigators locally. San Antonio police responding to 2 separate shootings that happened within minutes of each other, and we know one was deadly. So this is the information we have as of this morning. The first happened just after 5:30 yesterday evening. Police saying one man in his 30s was shot. This unfolded in the 200 block of Vista Road. He was rushed to BAMC, where he was later pronounced dead. Police still investigating why the man was shot and who was responsible. 3 family members were taken from the scene and are being questioned. And then just 3 miles away, another man shot while mowing his lawn. This in the 100 block of Ohio Street. We're told 2 neighbors were arguing. That's when it escalated to gunshots. Now, the victim rushed to BAMC. He's expected to recover. Still waiting to learn what charges the suspect will be facing.
We now know the name of the victim who was shot and killed outside the gates of an apartment complex in far West Bexar County happening on Thursday. He is identified as 52-year-old Michael Moore. That's according to the Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office. That shooting happened at the Villages of Briggs Ranch apartment on Mansion Bluff. When deputies arrived on scene, they found Moore and a second victim shot and killed. That other victim has not been identified by deputies at this time. And deputies also have arrested one suspect, are still looking for another one. They believe the victims and suspects all knew each other.
Now to a story we've been talking about since Thursday. Still an active Amber Alert for 2 young girls. The sisters, 6-year-old Jennifer Burns and 9-year-old Jessica Burns. Now, McKinney police say they are in grave and immediate danger, believed to be with their grandmother. Now, seen right on the right side of your screen, we were last seeing them Thursday night. Officials believe the grandmother is driving a 2009 Ford Escape, the license plate, a Texas license plate reading MTC 6093. Anyone with any information asked to call McKinney police, and that number on your screen, 972-547-2633. 2700. Well, tomorrow is the first day of tax filing season. That means the IRS will start accepting and processing your 2022 returns.
That's right. GMSA's Alyssa Cole joining us now. Alyssa, how can we start preparing?
Yes, I'm here in front of our local San Antonio IRS building, and it's the end of the month, and you should start receiving those 1099 and W-2 forms in the mail. So the best way to start preparing is to keep an eye out for that. Now, tax season means we could see an uptick in tax scams or fraud attempts. According to the IRS, more than 90% of data theft begins with an email phishing attack. Now, the most common way thieves steal identities is simply by asking for it. IRS spokesperson Michael Devine says the earlier you file, the less opportunity there will be in falling victim to fraud.
Someone has taken your identity and stolen it. They may have filed before you. If your return is accepted, that means nobody got in before you did. But if it's not, that gives you an immediate heads up that you need to start taking action, contacting the IRS and your tax professional.
Now, free online filing tools like your Free Tax USA, your H&R Block Free Edition, those are already available online. So you can log in and use those tools now if you already have your documents. And of course, keep in mind the last day to file your taxes this year is Tuesday, April 18th. Alyssa Cole, KSAT 12 News.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Thank you, Alyssa. By the time most people go to bed tonight, we'll know if the Dallas Cowboys will play in their first NFC championship. Max, get this, since 1996. Been too long.
It has been a very long time. And for the first time in playoff history, the Cowboys battling the Niners in Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California. Obviously, a long history between these two teams. This is the first Levi Stadium. So Dallas arriving in San Jose yesterday around 7:10 San Antonio time. Remember, they knocked off Tom Brady, the GOAT, and they knocked off the Buccaneers in that wild card round on Monday. So the Cowboys coming to California with a lot of confidence. And speaking of confidence, one of my favorite players, a linebacker, Micah Parsons, says he's super excited to face the Niners. He doesn't feel like they've faced anyone like the Cowboys yet. And Niners left tackle Trent Williams, one of the best in the business. In fact, according to Pro Football Focus, Trent Williams is the only allowed one sack all season long. So obviously Micah asked about this highly anticipated matchup between him and Trent Williams.
Trent's cool. I think he's one of the better tackles, but that's what I look for, best on best. So I want Trent's best game ever, and he's going to get my best game ever. And, just a passion of sport, that's what you want. I'm not intimidated or feel like, I feel a threat, because I'm a threat too. So he's going to get my best, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to get his best.
I love the amount of confidence.
I'm a threat too.
All right, another big dude on the Niners offensive line, rookie guard Spencer Burford. Remember, drafted in the 4th round, he's a rookie, making a name for himself since day one, hasn't taken his foot off the gas. In fact, head coach Kyle Shanahan saying that Spencer played his best game of the season last weekend. Remember, the Niners just demolishing Seattle, especially in the second half of that game in that wild card round. We heard from Buford just yesterday, asked if he had any message for his San Antonio fans and, of course, his UTSA fans.
We coming to win. That's all I got to say. But we love y'all. I appreciate everybody that helped me, support me to get to this point to where I am in my life. Not as only as a player, but as a person. I didn't get here by myself. And so I'm going to send love to everybody back home. Of course, that's my family. Those are my people. That's who I do it for.
All right, so here it is. Here's the matchup. Cowboys, Niners. Kickoff tonight, 5:30 p.m. We're going to have all the highlights and reaction on instant replay. Before we go to the other, here we are. We're at the other scores around the league. Jags, Chiefs, what a game it was yesterday. Pat Mahomes getting hurt in the first quarter, and he battled through the injury. Big win for the Chiefs. They end up winning 27-20. And then Eagles just decimating the New York Giants last night, 38-7. You didn't even need to stay up in the 4th quarter because the game was over. I'm pretty sure it was 28-0 at halftime. And obviously, in terms of the Dallas game tonight, afterwards, here's the good part. It's going to be over, hopefully, by 10 o'clock. So anything you want to know about the game, hear from them, we're going to have that on instant replay. And, of course, if Dallas wins, because the Eagles are the 1 seed, they would have to go through Philadelphia for the NFC Championship to make the Super Bowl. So, Sarah Coast, I'm putting you on the spot. Prediction for tonight's game.
I want the Cowboys to win as a Cowboys fan, but you know, being born a Cowboys fan, you don't choose your team. You know, that's your team. And unfortunately, since 1996, there's been a lot of upsets, you know? So I would love to see another upset like we saw last weekend. I'd also love to see the Cowboys playing your Eagles.
So question, what is your prediction?
I don't know. I don't want to, you know, that's like, I don't want to put anything out there.
Okay.
I just hope they win.
Okay.
Go Cowboys.
Cautious optimism. Time now, just about 8:11, 43 degrees out.
If you're already paying to be on a dating app, buckle up because two well-known apps are now thinking about upping their prices for, quote, highly motivated daters. Okay, I don't know why we're looking at Dolly Parton's cream cheese frosting, but okay, wrong video.
All right, here we go. A pony found in the city's west side having a night out in the town. There's a lot of people talking about his late night adventures. We're going to tell you all about it when we come back. I'm intrigued on the Dolly Parton story now.
It's going to be hard to watch football inside today when it's going to be so beautiful
it's
outside.
And the first game doesn't start till 2, so that gives you ample time. Get out there, get a walk, get the blood moving a little bit. Come inside, watch football. We'll be right back.
Max has your day planned for you.
I wish everyone could see Sarah Costa dancing right now. A pony named Genuine has people talking today after he had a night out on the town in the city's west side. So Genuine the pony, taken in by Animal Care Services after he was found galloping around a neighborhood during the weekend. Now they're both dancing. A resident initially came across Genuine near his relative's house, thought he would be able to capture him easily. Well, Genuine was very elusive.
Say it one more time.
He galloped. Keep dancing. And he galloped across the neighbor's yards before eventually getting caught. He's been reunited with his owner, but they will be facing a fine for the late night adventures.
That really was entertaining, Max. Thank you. Okay, so iconic country singer Dolly Parton is partnering with Duncan Hines to share some of her favorite family recipes. So the announcement was made last week. There will be 4 new Dolly-approved products for sale at the end of January. That includes Dolly Parton's Buttermilk Biscuit Mix, Caramel Turtle Brownie Mix, Fabulously Fudgy Brownie Mix, and Dolly Parton's Sweet Cornbread and Muffin Mix. A limited edition baking collection set is expected to be available on February 8th.
Dolly Parton is everywhere.
She is a businesswoman.
And how do you know we're 90s kids? Because Genuine's pony is now going in her head nonstop.
She didn't want to show off the dance moves?
No, we're good.
That's probably for the best. All right, so we talked about it earlier. We know we have a lot of NFL football, but you know, you can strategize. You walk at like 11. It gives you 3 hours of walking.
Well, hopefully people have already started the brisket early this morning. They're outside, and it's going to be a beautiful day to smoke a brisket.
It's absolutely going to be gorgeous today. We're going to have tons of sunshine all day long. It's chilly to start the day, but that's nice because then it leaves us a lot of room to not be too warm in the afternoon. It's 43 degrees out there right now with winds from the northwest at 10 miles per hour. So we do have a bit of breezy conditions, but totally sunny skies. It's still below freezing up in Rock Springs and Kerrville early this morning. I do think another light freeze is possible across the hill country early tomorrow morning as well. It's 38 in Del Rio, 39 in Uvalde, 40 in Pleasanton, 39 in Gonzales, and 44 in New Braunfels. Good morning in Seguin. It's 39 degrees, 42 in Del Rio and Rio Medina, 36 in Bandera, and 37 in Bernie. Today, abundant sunshine. That's the name of the game. Sunday living up to its name. 62 by noon. So we're going to see a 20-degree jump here just in the next couple of hours. 67 for the afternoon high temperature. And if you have plans outdoors this evening, a lot of us will be watching the game tonight. Just know that it is going to get pretty chilly after sunset. We'll be seeing temperatures falling into the 40s a little after 8 p.m. Elsewhere, high temperatures in your neighborhood. 66 in New Braunfels and Seguin, 68 in Hondo, 66 in Bandera, 68 in Nixon Smiley, 68 in Uvalde, 62 in Kerrville, 64 54 in Helotes. It's very dry outside. This dry air not only needing a little bit more chapstick, creating static electricity all around, but also it's allowing for us to warm up quickly and cool down quickly. So even though we're going to be near 70 degrees this afternoon, by the start of the morning tomorrow, I do anticipate another light freeze across the hill country, perhaps even for parts of northern Bexar County like Helotes, and then out west toward Rio Medina, Bulverde, Bernie, Timberwood Park, Comfort, Kerrville. All those areas could see a brief light freeze. I think we'll be above freezing in San Antonio near 35. No risk, real significant risk to plants or house plants or anything like that, but just be aware that a light freeze could happen, especially in the higher elevations around San Antonio. All right, let's talk about our next big thing, our next good chance for rain. First good chance in a while. First, let's show you across the nation what's going on. Very active across the Great Lakes with a lot of snowfall, lake effect snow out there. Even some healthy rains across the Carolinas. Unfortunately, this low too far to the north to produce rain in San Antonio. But there's another system out west. This is Tuesday's rainmaker. It's expected to dig south and put itself in a good position for us to see some rain on Tuesday. Let me take you through the futurecast here. Again, tomorrow, Monday, we're going to start off near freezing, a comfortable day in the afternoon, just a little bit on the windy side. But by Tuesday morning, we'll start to see some showers around San Antonio. This is a look at the pre-dawn hours here, 4 a.m. on Tuesday. Then close to the morning commute, I do anticipate some damp spots out there, some showers, perhaps even a rumble of thunder or two. And then a front is going to be approaching right around the mid-morning hours. We could have some more organized storms east of San Antonio, potential for some severe weather there east of San Antonio. But here in San Antonio, that front will be moving through close to the midday hours. And then once that front sweeps through, that's when it's really going to get pretty windy. We could have wind gusts of up to 40 miles per hour on Tuesday behind that front. So finally, a decent chance for rain on Tuesday, especially in the morning hours. Coming up in the next half hour, we'll talk a little bit more about rainfall potential, severe weather threat east of San Antonio, those kinds of things on Tuesday. But just know that we've got our first good chance for rain in a long time on Tuesday. And the week ahead, too, is going to be cool. We'll have cold mornings near freezing and afternoons near 60 degrees.
All right, Sarah Spivey, thank you so much. 8:20, 44 degrees out.
All right, Regal Cinemas is shutting down some of their theaters, why their parent company is making the decisions and how it will affect them.
All right. No one on this show is on a dating app, but if you are, dating apps are getting more and more exclusive and expensive. More plans to offer premium memberships. We're going to tell you how pricey it's going to get. Is it hitting 5 digits? We're going to explain. Good morning and welcome back. All right, so would you pay $500 to get more exclusive benefits on a popular dating app?
Absolutely not.
Well, if you are, Tinder might soon be offering a pricey new membership based on your level of motivation. At this point, Tinder's parent company, Match Group, hasn't revealed what exact benefits you would get with that $500 price tag. Now, another of the company's dating apps, Hinge, also rolling out a pricier membership level for its, quote, highly motivated daters. There's a tier of $50 to $60 a month, up from a current $35 version. Benefits would include subscribers' likes. Now, you can see those faster by other users, and also you could even get profile recommendations.
All right, your favorite movie theater could be shutting down. Regal Cinemas has announced it's closing 39 theaters across the U.S. Its parent company, Cineworld, filed for bankruptcy 4 months ago. Regal shut down 12 other cinemas last year. Cineworld said closing the additional theaters will save the company $22 million a year. The filing says the closures will start by February 15th.
All right, time now, 8:25, 44 degrees out.
We'll be right back.
Good morning and happy Sunday. I'm Max Massey.
I'm Sarah Acosta. It is Sunday, January 22nd, and go Cowboys.
Did you end up watching any football yesterday?
No, I was outside,
right,
and
enjoyed the sunshine.
And it was beautiful, and I have a hard time staying inside like I am today. Well, it's gonna be later. I guess it'll be like 5:30 when I'm gonna watch the game that matters. When it's so beautiful outside, Sarah.
Yeah, today is going to be a gorgeous day, but hey, get some time outside before the game. It is going to be great. Now, outside right now, it is a little chilly, so if you have early Sunday morning plans, get the jacket, bring it with you. It's still freezing in Comfort, just above freezing in Kerrville. It's 43 in San Antonio, 44 in New Braunfels. Good morning in Hondo. It's 41 degrees, 43 in Converse, and 39 in Seguin. But like we said, lots of sunshine today, so a quick warm up. We're going to be at 62 around noon, 67 for the high temperature today. Winds a little breezy from the north, gusting potentially up to about 20 miles per hour. And then as soon as the sun sets, it's going to get chilly. So if you are going to a Cowboys game outside of your house and you have to go back home after the game, just know that it's going to get chilly there. Temperatures will be in the 40s by 10 o'clock. Here's what we're going to talk about today in the forecast. A gorgeous day. I'll have high temperatures for your neighborhood coming up in just a bit. But tomorrow morning, there will be a light freeze in the hill country, and it's going to get pretty windy tomorrow. Another nice day tomorrow other than the winds. And then Tuesday, we have our first good rain chance in a while, and I'll be detailing potential rainfall amounts and if there could be any severe weather with that rain chance on Tuesday as well. In just a few minutes, Max and Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. Well, New York City will soon open a 5th relief center for migrants. So the center will be housed at the Brooklyn Cruise Terminal, which is normally used when cruise ships arrive in New York. It's expected to house about 1,000 migrants. The city has cared for more than 40,000 asylum seekers just since last spring, and currently about 28,000 remain in New York City. Still unclear when the new center will open, but Mayor Eric Adams says he expects it to be very soon. All right, big news when it comes to U.S. cancer death rates. Now, they've actually dropped by about a third since 1991, and they continue to fall, all according to the American Cancer Society.
However, there has been an increase in diagnosis of men with advanced late-stage prostate cancer. Right now, there are currently no preventative measures for prostate cancer. Doctors recommend men over the age of 50 get their prostate-specific antigen or PSA test done every year. So Dr. Michael Selva, radiation oncologist here at San Antonio Cancer Center, says men need to be their own advocates, not only pushing for their annual PSA test, but also tracking their own numbers.
If your PSA for the last 5 years, 10 years has been 1, and then this year it's 3, it just tripled. Something's going on.
So the American Cancer Society is working to address the disparities with a new initiative called Impact, improving mortality from prostate cancer together by focusing on community outreach to people most affected by prostate cancer. Also, the initiative will fund a new cancer research program which connects labs and clinics to community members. Well, back here at home, so many questions when it comes to the local economy and the impact of state lawmakers. The San Antonio Chamber of Commerce, well, they play a huge part of what we see locally.
That's right. So joining us in today's Leading Essay segment is Dave Peterson, interim president and CEO of the San Antonio Chamber of Commerce. Good morning, Mr. Peterson. Thank you so much for waking up with us this morning.
All right. So right off the bat, big changes happening at the Chamber of Commerce. What do you guys have going on?
Oh, Mr. Peterson, can you turn your mic on? We can't hear you. I believe you're on mute, sir.
In the last year or two for us on Zoom meetings. Anyway, lots going on at the Chamber. Richard Perez, our longtime president and CEO, retired at the end of the year. And so I am serving as the interim. I'm the executive vice president of the Chamber. But last year, Richard led us through a lot of great work. We did a governance restructure. We took a look at our board and the way we were structured and went from a 120-person board down to a 15-member board with a 120-person board of investors. I think that's going to give us a lot more ability to get things done quickly and be responsive and have some better inputs going forward. We also did a strategic plan that has guided us for the next 3 years, and we are implementing that plan as we speak with lots of activity for us to drive those efforts that'll capitalize on the work of the new governance. And then we've also done a brand refresh. We're taking a look at how we've been out in the space and let people know what the Chamber does for the community, and hopefully that'll bring a lot of goodwill as well.
Okay, so the Texas legislative session just started a couple of weeks ago. So what are the Chamber's main priorities?
Sure. The main priorities for the chamber are economic development incentives. We need to ensure Texas stays competitive with other states that are bringing in big industries with great jobs. We also are very focused on workforce development. We hear from our businesses all the time that ensuring that we've got a ready and able workforce is critical to their success. Infrastructure investments can't be ever let go of. Everybody that lives in San Antonio knows we have great needs, and so we advocate for those. Military affairs is always on our agenda and will be again this year. Defense Economic Adjustment Assistance grants are grants that come to communities that house military, and we have a third of the state's military here in the San Antonio area, so we focus on that. And then property tax relief. Businesses pay a significant section of the property taxes, so both homeowners and businesses should benefit from the surplus that we're hearing about at the state.
So obviously these are complicated and not exactly direct topics to address with lawmakers, everyone having their own opinion. How do you guys go about doing this? What do these discussions look like?
Yeah, absolutely. So we were up on opening day and started the dialogue. We dropped our priorities off with each of our members of our delegation. And we tried to focus on the areas that they are involved in. So whatever committees, the committee assignments will come out at the end of the month or early next, and we'll engage with them where they're engaged. But we also try to find those that are supporters across the state. So we will make trips up to Austin frequently, and we'll take a large group up on February 28th. We call it Viva San Antonio, where we take business leaders and community leaders up to Austin, and we fan out across the Capitol, and we engage in the different interest areas that we have, everything from military affairs to water to energy, et cetera, across the legislature.
So, Mr. Peterson, what success have you guys seen in the past doing this?
Absolutely. So in the area that I mentioned on the Defense Economic Adjustment Assistance grants, we've gotten our fair share or more through most of the last session. So we think that's going to continue, and that usually ends up being at least $5 million a year. We think that will continue. The state a couple of years ago had the bathroom bill that was going to limit the ability to get Final Fours and other type events to the state, and so we've successfully defeated that. We've advocated for small businesses not to have to pay franchise tax on their payroll protection programs, and we're successful in that. We've addressed some of the unintentional oversights and some of the necessary additions to the school finance reform bill that was passed during the 86th session, and that was called HB3. That was pretty landmark legislation, but still has some work to do. In the area of infrastructure, we've worked on the Texas Mobility Fund, which has got a potential to generate an additional $3 billion for highways. And we've also advocated for a program that safeguarded the Level 1 Trauma Center at Burke Army Medical Center, which is one of only two Level 1 trauma centers here in San Antonio. So really across the spectrum, a lot of big successes. Some of them take years to accomplish. Some go fairly quickly. So we will be engaged across the spectrum.
All right, so it's a new year, it's a new economic outlook. What are you expecting for our local businesses for the rest of 2023?
Absolutely, Max, great question. We are very optimistic. We believe that conventions can come back and start really showing up in downtown like they did pre-pandemic. We've seen tourism rebound. We're excited about that. We think that we've got a lot of opportunity in the space of the new elections the elections this year for city council districts. So we'll continue to work with the city council on those items that are business friendly that they can work on. And then we'll engage with our members and try to identify and address issues that they're facing. We hear, as I said earlier, workforce all the time. And so Ready to Work SA will be critical. Can we get more workers involved and allow people the opportunity to pursue paths that they'd really like that are beneficial for the community?
Well, Mr. Dave Peterson, the interim president and CEO of the San Antonio Chamber of Commerce, thank you so much for joining us this morning. For our viewers who want to see this conversation at its full length, you can head over to KSAT.com later this morning. Thank you so much, sir, for your time.
Time now, just about 8:40, 45 degrees out.
Okay, the new year brings a new tax season. Tax experts say start preparing your documents now because you'll need them starting tomorrow. GMSA's Alyssa Cole will join us live to tell you why. That's next.
Now let's take a live look out at the Alamo City. Yesterday, what ended up being a gorgeous day out there. Today, starting off with sunshine. Hopefully we can start with some luck. Did you play the lottery last night?
I didn't.
Oh,
It's not high enough.
It's not high enough.
No.
All right, let's take a look at these numbers. Your pick 3 is 968, Fireball 2. Daily 4, 4168, Fireball 3.
Cash 5, 5, 6, 27, 30, 34. Texas Lotto 3, 8, 13, 19, 34, 48. Let's look at those Powerball numbers real quick. Do we have them? There it is, 5, 14, 19, 46, 64, Powerball 22, Power Play 4. Good luck. Well, starting with the latest on that breaking news out in California, 10 people are dead this morning, and we're now learning 10 others are in the hospital from a mass shooting overnight in Monterey Park, California.
And right now, there is a manhunt underway. Police still searching for the gunman responsible. So we know that this happened at a ballroom dance club after a Lunar New Year celebration. The Los Angeles Sheriff's Department says additional victims being treated at the hospital, some of which facing life-threatening conditions. Right now, no description of the suspect, no description of the weapon that was used in the shooting. Police are still working on releasing more information throughout the morning. Obviously, we're going to be following this throughout the day, so make sure to stay with us on air and online as that information comes about. All right, well, this week could be a good day to get your records in order. Tomorrow, the first day of tax filing season.
This means the IRS will start accepting and processing your 2022 returns. Our GMSA's Alyssa Cole joining us live. Alyssa, what do we need to know to keep in mind this year?
Yes, Sarah and Max, good morning. I'm here outside of the IRS local building we have here in San Antonio, but something we need to keep an eye out for, it's early, right? Those W-2s and 1099 forms that should be coming in the mail because it is the end of the month, so they should be showing up soon. So you want to get with your tax professional or you want to sign in online for the e-filing system in case you want to do it yourself. Now, many of you may be wondering, will we have any delays this year in getting our refunds back? The answer is no. After speaking with an IRS official, we're learning processing should be running under normal timelines, unlike the past 2 years. Now, they're reminding people to make sure your tax return documents are in order because if they aren't, it could lead to a smaller refund.
And when you get them, please take a look at them. Make sure they are correct. If you look at them and from your employer and it doesn't match what your last pay stub says, contact the employer. Don't file with that bad information, and the IRS can't fix it for you.
Now, if you use those online e-filing tools like I do, it's a good time to, dig and search for that login information because it is available online. And also, you want to keep in mind the deadline to file those taxes is a little ways away. It is Tuesday, April 18th. Sarah, Max.
All right, Alyssa Cole, thank you so much. You saw Alyssa was standing outside. Already a beautiful day out there. A little cold, but beautiful.
We're cold right now, but it's going to get really comfortable in the afternoon. You can leave the windows open if you can stand the mountain cedar. By the way, we don't have the mountain cedar count yet, and as soon as we do, that'll be available online here on KSAT.com. But yeah, a gorgeous day on deck for us. Just a little chilly out there right now, 43 degrees at the airport. Winds are from the north at about 10 miles per hour. Now today we may see a wind gust up to about 15, 20 miles per hour, but really winds are going to pick up pretty significantly in the next couple of days. Tomorrow we'll see wind gusts up to about 25 miles per hour. And then Tuesday, wind gusts of up to 40 miles per hour, especially after the rain on Tuesday morning. So we've got a lot to talk about, including the rain chance on Tuesday. First, though, let's start with your Sunday. It's chilly in New Braunfels, where it's 44 degrees. Good morning in Castroville, 46, 39 in Seguin, 40 in Uvalde. It's 35 in Kerrville, still below freezing in Comfort, but we are seeing those temperatures get above freezing already in parts of the Hill Country. 54 at 10, we'll be at 62 at noon. Again, north winds today, 10 miles per hour, perhaps gusting up to 15, 20 miles per hour. Right around 3-4, that's when we'll see our high temperature for the day of 67, and then getting chilly after sunset, quickly falling into the 40s after sunset. Forecast highs today in your neighborhood, 68 in Uvalde, 62 in Kerrville, struggling to get out of the 50s in Rock Springs, 64 in Gonzales, 68 in Pleasanton, and in the 70s down near Cotulla and Laredo. Around San Antonio, right in the upper 60s is a safe bet. Just a touch warmer than seasonably average, but a really beautiful day all in all. All that cloud cover pushing east toward Houston. There's a big system out to the east of us, that's bringing snowfall across the Great Lakes, bringing rain and storminess across the Carolinas. The weather pattern really has been that most of these rainmakers move to the north of Texas, and that's one of the reasons why we just haven't seen much rain here. However, things are going to change for us on Tuesday. This trough of low pressure, which is currently bringing some snow to Salt Lake City, this is going to be digging far south and bringing us rain in San Antonio, even some snow for parts of North Texas. Let me take you through the futurecast. You can see that that trough will dig south, placing itself just where it needs to be for us to see some rain here in San Antonio. So as I take you through the futurecast, this is a snapshot in the pre-dawn hours of Tuesday morning. You can see that rain will become more likely around San Antonio in the pre-dawn hours, and even during the morning commute, some scattered showers with some rumbles of thunder are possible on Tuesday. So plan accordingly. Make sure to give yourself extra time on Tuesday for some rain in the morning hours. Then by about 10 o'clock, we should be seeing things come together a little bit more for our eastern communities, the areas that aren't too hit badly by the drought. We need rain here in San Antonio. It does look like we'll continue to see scattered rain at least through that lunch hour when that front moves through right around noon. Then behind that front, it's going to get very windy, as I mentioned earlier. We'll have wind gusts of up to 40 miles per hour. Keep in mind, too, that tomorrow, Monday, is going to be pretty nice. We're really only looking for the rain on Tuesday morning. And as far as severe weather goes, the threat here in San Antonio is very low for severe weather, but we could have some severe storms further out east for our eastern communities toward Lavaca County and even out toward Houston. That's where they could see up to 3 inches of rain in the Houston area. Heavier rainfall east of San Antonio, Gonzales, Lavaca County, and areas like Cuero could see 1 to 2 inches of rain. But even here in San Antonio, I'm pretty optimistic. We could see 1/2 inch to 1 inch of much needed rainfall around San Antonio Tuesday morning through the midday hours on Tuesday. So here's to hoping you get that much rain in your backyard. We desperately could use that here in San Antonio. Otherwise, again, tomorrow's going to be a pretty nice day. A chilly morning near 35, some light freeze in the hill country is possible tomorrow morning. 64 for the high tomorrow, mostly sunny skies, east winds gusting up to 25 miles per hour. That rain moves in Tuesday morning, 60% coverage of showers and storms, but we may be able to bump that up. High temperatures this week are going to be pretty cool, only near 60 degrees, and we'll have cold mornings in the 30s, guys.
Okay, so say if those 35s they dip to just right at freezing.
Yeah.
It won't be for long. Like, how long is that period? I'm just thinking for people, for sensitive plants.
Yeah, maybe an hour at 32 or something like that.
In the early morning?
In the early morning hours. So I don't think we're going to be having that many issues with our plants and the like.
Okay, thank you, Sarah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sarah. 8:51, 45 degrees out.
Americans spend billions of dollars on dietary supplements each year. With so many different types of brands to choose from, it can be a hassle. Coming up tomorrow, GMSA will tell you how you can be smarter about what to look for when shopping for supplements that will make that decision easier.
Well, it's good news in the pollen count today. Mount Cedar is low at 80. Moles are low too at 170. We'll have to see with today's northerly winds how that mountain cedar count reacts to the north winds, those pollen cones. I've seen them open out there. It's entirely possible to see mountain cedar go up. Now today temperatures will be going up, 62 at noon, 67 for the high temperature. Winds from the north gusting at about 20 miles per hour occasionally. It's going to get chilly tonight and then tomorrow morning waking up at 35. 64 for the high temperature tomorrow, mostly sunny skies and breezy, but all eyes are on Tuesday morning when we'll get scattered showers and storms around San Antonio. About 1/2 inch to 1 inch of rain is entirely possible, so I'm looking forward to seeing a little bit of rain around this area. Drought is so bad.
All eyes on that possible rain and a possible Cowboys win, hopefully, later this Sunday. Go Cowboys!
Have a great rest of your Sunday.